This is Jeff Majewski of the IBM Corporation, the WebSphere Application Server for ZOS Development and Test Team. And today we're going to be looking in this video at installing WebSphere Application Server version 8 using Installation Manager in about the simplest possible configuration. The instructions are in the Getting Started guide, and the first step here, having created Installation Manager in the last step, is to create a credentials file with imutilsc that contains the username and password we'll be using to access the live repository. It's just your IBM software password. And once we have that keyring or credentials file, we need to go ahead and create a file system that we can install WAS V8 into. So we pick a fairly traditional name for it, SBBOHFS. Allocate about 45,000 tracks on a 3390. And then use a local command to mount it at user LPPZ WebSphere V8 R0. If you were using a service mount point, obviously you'd mount it somewhere else and you'd point Installation Manager to that location instead. Now we go to the binaries location for the Installation Manager that we created in the first demo, opt IBM Installation Manager, and then into Eclipse Tools where the IMCL command line tool is located. The command to install is install, followed by the offering name. The offering name differs for each product, and in this case, IBM WebSphere OS390 V80 is the offering name for the WAS we'll be installing. Typing in accept license indicates that you've read and agreed to the license terms. And then we provide the package group ID, which is kind of like a target zone name. This is a name that will identify to Installation Manager this particular install of WAS. And then we point to the repository on an IBM website where the WAS code lives. And this URL is provided in the Getting Started guide and in the Info Center. Once we've provided that URL, the next thing is to tell Installation Manager where we want to install our copy of WAS V8. So we point it to the mount point directory that we just created and mounted a physical file system at. We also need to point it to a shared resources directory. For some products, this is actually shared program code. In our case on ZOS, this is primarily where the items out of the live repository on the website are cached temporarily. We created this in the first demo but didn't use it. We're using it here. And then finally we point to the keyring that we created with the save credential command earlier in this demo. And that's all there is to it. This will run for about 18 to 20 minutes. And while this is going on, Installation Manager first checks the repository with the credentials. It verifies that the offering that you've requested is there and what the latest version is. Since we didn't specify a particular version of WAS, it picks the latest one. And then it downloads the individual zip files and metadata into the cache that we specified for the shared resources directory. And when all's complete, you simply get the next prompt. If you want to ask Installation Manager what is installed at this point, you could issue the list installed packages command. And now what you see here is actually two different packages are installed. At the top, in parentheses, is the package group name for the Installation Manager, which is installed in opt IBM Installation Manager, and it shows the package name for IM. And then second, we see the package group we created for WAS 8.0, and its install location. Then the offering name plus the exact version that we've installed, 2010 October 26. And that's all there is to it.